We're getting ready for the November tests. I've shared with you before that the month of November is where we're going to be tested at the collective as well as at the individual level. And nobody likes a test, and nobody likes the sound of being tested, least of all me. It's like, well, who is testing me? And under whose authority are you testing me? And what are you testing me about? The test that we're going through is to see if we're worthy of becoming 5D beings. And when you look at it like that, you begin to get a little bit of clarity and you begin to understand, oh, right, yeah, the world isn't against me. Oh, right, yeah, the universe is guiding me and supporting me. And along the way, I'm going to be tested because this is how I refine my skill and how I become a higher frequency being. What we learn in November is going to stand us in really good stead for the next couple of months. So the end of 2024 all the way into 2025. What we learn now is vital and pivotal to the path forward. Without passing the test that we're about to embark on, we're not going to be able to travel on the 2025 timeline as far as we want to. So we have some very courageous plans. When I say we, the light workers, we have some very courageous plans for ourselves, what we're capable of, where we're capable of going, and we just want to check in and make sure that we're ready. So I'm going to share with you towards the end 3 questions. They're really important to ask yourself these 3 questions. They're simple ones, but they're going to help you navigate the path ahead and focus on what matters. It goes without saying, there is every manner of distraction available to you right now. This is a now more than ever moment. Now more than ever, it's you that you have to choose. Now more than ever, it's your frequency that you have to prize. It's going to be very easy to come undone. It's going to become very easy to tangle yourself up and to get yourself into a triggered state about something and outraged about something else and feel disempowered and feel angry. It is going to become so insanely easy to do these things that part of the test is you're going to feel like you need to continually keep choosing you. That's absolutely fundamental to what we're walking through. Are you going to be swayed? Are you going to be distracted by everything that's designed to destabilize you? Or are you going to keep choosing to be true to you? And this is going to be at every level. We look at politics, we look at family, we look at any place in your life where you've previously compromised yourself. You will be tested now to check, but can you choose? How about now? Can you choose you now? You sacrificed yourself before, but what about now? And the universe will keep doing this. The universe will keep guiding, keep testing, keep refining your skills until you don't bat an eyelid and you remain in loyalty, in integrity with you. Something that's coming online right now is clarity. There's a crystal clear clarity, and it comes with a kind of a sense of power, an elevated sense of power. You'll feel it in pockets. And what I mean by that is kind of like a wave of energy will hit and you'll go, oh, yes, I can let go of all the things that I thought were important. I can choose me. I cannot get caught up in all of the external, etc. And then you may just have that little waft of energy and lose it again. You might find it tapers off, you forget about it, you get outraged, you get distracted, you get brought down, whatever it might be. An hour later, a day later, that same waft of energy, almost like a reminder, like the universe is tapping you on the shoulder, because it is, going, remember, this is the opportunity for you to really, you're being tested. This is the opportunity for you to really be true to you by staying in the power. So this is an important thing, right? We're so used to operating in disempowerment that we consider it powerful. We don't even consider disempowerment to be what it is. We just think of it as normal. So we don't walk around going, oh, I'm so enslaved. I'm so disempowered. I'm so not sovereign. I'm so not free. We don't have those conversations because we don't see those places in our life. But you're going to. That's upon you. You're going to see that. You're going to get the clarity. You're going to get the power. It's going to come to you in little bursts. You're going to see it dissipate. Almost like, no. come back. Sorry, I forgot I was supposed to be powerful. The first 2 weeks are preparation of November. The last 2 weeks are application, integration of what you've learned in the first 2 weeks. The test that I'm talking about, it may be a thing, right? And when I say a thing, I'm talking about an external event. It may be an external event. It's more likely, however, to be an internal event. The true tests in our lives are when nobody sees. The true tests in our lives are when our character is tested. Will you be true to you? Will you choose self-love, self-honor, etc.? When the clarity comes and those little boosts, shall we call them, of power, when they come, I want you not to cling on to them and rather to just breathe them in, observe them, appreciate them, because whatever you appreciate grows. Now, here's an important thing. Watch where you put your focus. While we're being tested in November, watch where you put your focus. Remember, choose. Keep choosing you. Keep noticing where your focus is. Here's an example. It's very easy to focus on what you don't like. We've been conditioned to do that. So you'll look at YouTube comments, you'll look at a conversation with your friends, you'll look at the people in your neighborhood, you'll look at society in general right now. And what you're going to see is a lot of people who feel it their duty. They feel so compelled to point out all the things that are wrong. And they feel like they're serving. It's almost like they feel duty bound. I have to do this, they say. I have to point out all the places where you're wrong. I have to point out all the places where society is wrong. When you become that person who needs to focus on everything that is wrong, you are leaking energy. You are diminishing yourself. It is not your duty to point out the wrongdoings of others or of the world. It is instead of no service whatsoever to humanity when you point out all the wrong things. Instead, if you really want to serve, if that's your intention, to uplift, to serve, to elevate, to bring change, it is not going to be by focusing on what you don't like. Because when you focus on what you hate or when you focus on what you dislike, whichever one it is, it's the same energy. You're leaking your focus. You're leaking your power. And your focus is where you project your creative energy. So when you are projecting your creative energy onto the things that you don't like because they annoy you, because they're wrong, and whether it is legitimately wrong, like cruelty to animals is wrong, people littering in the streets, people causing harm to others. I'm not saying to you ignore these things because they don't exist. I'm saying to you, you're an alchemist. An alchemist transforms energy. That's what you're here to do. You transform density into light. In the darkest places, you become the lightest light when you choose to focus on what's right instead of what's wrong, on who's right instead of who's wrong, on your wholeness instead of society's division. You serve, you uplift, you elevate yourself, and in so doing, you elevate others. You will not cause benefit by focusing on the harmful, but you will cause healing by being the healing. You don't even have to say the words, oh, this is right, and that person's right, and this is correct. Just focus and keep putting your energy there. Keep putting your energy where it's growing, where it's profitable, where it's productive, where it's efficient, where it ripples into society as the most optimal, highest option at the moment. And that's the test. The test is, what's your highest choice right now? In your environment today, this moment, right now, what is your highest choice? Because it's going to be so easy to see all the lower choices you can make. And right now, we have a whole lot of focus on politics. And of course, that riles people up. And of course, it causes division. And people tend to either want to bash somebody else that they don't agree with or belittle somebody else that they don't agree with. This is where you really get to be the light, the love, the healing, the change, the remedy, the redemption. You get to be all of these things. Are you beginning to see how you're being tested? Okay, here's the 3 questions I want you to focus on. This is really going to support you as we move forward in the month of November. And by the way, I will be bringing you more information in the month of November about how we're navigating the energy, because it's shifting. It is so quick right now. We're in the quickening. 3 questions. Number 1, what are you doing right now that honors you? What are you doing right now that honors you? So it's kind of like that's going to draw your attention away from where you're dishonored. What are you doing right now that truly honors you? And if you're not doing anything, do something to honor yourself. Spend time in meditation, in stillness, in self-love, seeing the beauty of the world, spending time in gratitude, experiencing or re-engaging with humility to experience what it feels like inside of you again in a society of entitled people. When you can be the humble one, you have then stepped outside of your ego and become the example, become the ripple for others, placing your focus in those higher places again, right? Second question, who do you choose? That's an obvious one, right? Who do you choose? So that's keeping your focus on the fact that you have choice and the fact that you're going to be asked as part of this test to choose you, to be loyal to you. Remember I said there's more clarity? That's part of acting on the clarity now that you're being given, even if it's just little milliseconds, wafts of energy coming into your reality, because that's actually what it is. That's exactly what it looks like energetically. Little wafts of energy come in, bursts of clarity, bursts of power. How you engage, how you integrate with those energies, super important. And these 3 questions are just designed to help you. So the third question is, it's going to sound innocuous. This third one is the most important, but it's going to sound like, that's kind of uninteresting, Kerry. The third question is about your power, and it is, are you prepared to be powerful? Don't dismiss that question. Don't roll your eyes and go, obviously I'm prepared to be powerful. Let's look at what it means. It means I can't cop out. If I'm powerful, I can't hide behind somebody else, something else. I can't be a victim. I can't be small. I can't be invisible, because powerful people tend not to be invisible. They do tend to be visible, noticeable. And a lot of people have had issues around, don't see me, don't look at me. And that's one of the reasons, by the way, that people will focus on the wrongdoings of others, the misdeeds, the misgivings of others, because then they don't have to focus on themselves. Powerful people are unafraid to focus on themselves. Even when it's uncomfortable, a powerful person will bring their focus to themselves because they know, I am the remedy. I am the answer. And when you know that you're the remedy, you don't have to know what the remedy is, only that you hold it within you. That's also part of you moving out of the mental realm where everything needs to be categorized and make sense and you need to control everything. You're now going to learn to allow things to be. You're going to learn to settle into a peace inside of you. You're going to learn to show up. Part of being powerful is learning to show up in the world as you. Almost like you're taking the cloaks off and saying to the world, okay, well, this is the real me. Here I am. You're going to be given that opportunity. And it's so cool, so exciting to take off all of the layers of illusion that we once wore as part of loyalty to the ancestral lineage, part of the karma that we were carrying. I can't be big, I have to play small, etc. We were covering ourselves, cloaking, closeting ourselves. That's all coming off. Consequence. Consequence is part of power. When you're powerful, there's always consequences. And a powerful person is willing to embrace the consequence of their thoughts, their deeds, their words, their actions. Because if you're not facing consequence, you're blaming somebody else. And if you're blaming somebody else, making somebody else wrong, you're leaking power. I put up a community post on YouTube where I explained a little bit more about how important your focus is. So if you don't read my community posts, then you might want to do that, because it's like a little blog every now and then when I have a flash of inspiration that I put onto the community post. So it might be a good accompaniment for you to go and read that post. It's all about becoming an alchemist. And by the way, if you want to learn more about alchemy, then you must come into my teaching container called the Plasma Light Tribe. It's on my website, kerryk.com. And that, my love, is where you learn to be the power that I'm talking about today. So I'd love to see you there, where I can really guide you into the next level of elevation and the deeper levels of teaching that I'm not holding back from you here on YouTube. YouTube is just quite simply not the place for me. This is not for everybody to reach into. Not everybody's going to be ready for what we're doing in the Plasma Light Tribe. It's a very intentional space. It's a very powerful, uplifted space. So if you feel called, I'll see you there from my heart. All the way into yours. You're being tested because you're powerful. You're powerful enough. You're being tested because it's time to enact the power, the beauty, the love, the light that you are and always have been. Drop a like on the video and leave me a comment. I'd love to see where you're at and let me know, are you feeling it? Are you feeling tested? All right, my loves, speak to you really soon. Bye-bye for now.